What up, folks? People. Today is the day. The report's out. Well, and I'm going to share what I saw online, what I think about this. I know there's going to be a lot of people have a different opinion about this, but we live in a time period where common sense is not common. You know it, I know it, and you're going to have whatever's being said on here. There, people going to have their own spin, their own thoughts on this, what's being said, whatever. Uh, let's go. Let's take a look at what this thing says. Too. Okay. Would not voluntary sit for an impersonal in-person interview. Mueller considered a subpoena, but decided against to avoid a lengthy fight that would delay the conclusion of the report. Okay, let's go from the beginning. Part of this document. Here's a Mueller report. Read the document, not the spin. Okay, this is from BuzzFeed. All right. Says bottom. When it comes to obstruction of justice, Mueller said President Donald Trump did not commit a crime, but that his report also does not exonerate him. What does that mean? You say he don't commit a crime, but he didn't exonerate him. So what did he commit? You can't have it two ways. So I look at this, to me, if you commit a crime, you commit a crime. If you break the law, you break the law. Okay? This is so that to me in the report, that's bullshit. Okay? The Mueller report details a series of situations that raise questions about whether Trump committed obstruction. Let's just read those details. So where's those details? Can we read those details? Let's go into those details. Okay. Mueller said he would have exonerated Trump on obstruction if the evidence supported it, but he couldn't. So you either do or you don't. Mueller said his team declined to make a prosecutorial judgment, but whether Trump committed obstruction, Attorney General Barr later concluded that the evidence didn't support it. Oh shit, Barr's protected a motherfucker. Either you did or you didn't. Special counsel Mueller wrote in his final report that his office would exonerate President Donald Trump. What? Wait a minute. Special counsel Robert Mueller wrote in his final report that his office would have exonerated him if the evidence supported it, but based on information they had, they could not do it. So if you got information they could not exonerate, then he's done something. He's done something. Okay. What we don't know, and that's where Congress needs to get down and dirty on this. Fuck the base, fuck the election, really. Fuck all that shit. Really. What did this motherfucker do? Mueller ultimately declined to make a prosecutorial judgment about whether he committed any obstruction offense, choosing to instead to submit his evidence and legal analysis on the issue to the Attorney General, which was kind of a bad thing. I know that he's supposed to report to that motherfucker, but why? The Barr, after consulting with senior Justice Department officials, concluded that the evidence did not support finding that Trump committed a crime. You got two different scenarios here. Okay, two different. You either commit a crime or you don't. There ain't no black and white. See, they play too many knick-knack. What if this would have been Obama in there? Okay, see? Undercutting Trump's claim that the Mueller, in addition to Barr, cleared him of a wronggoing doing obstruction. Mueller wrote that if his office had confidence that Trump did not commit obstruction, we would have stated. But based on the facts and the law, he wrote, we are unable to reach that judgment. So if the Mueller report cannot wholly say that he did not commit obstruction, he cannot exonerate it, that he must have done something. They must have evidence showing that he committed a crime. You can't say in one instance he's he didn't do this, and then say on another one he did. You need to say we cannot totally exonerate this fool. You can't have both talking points of saying well, he didn't. We couldn't say that he did a crime, but then we couldn't totally exonerate. You totally exonerate somebody, you don't. Okay, that's just the way I look at it. These dudes, white dudes in this damn thing, they always play these games with each other. Mueller's report details a series of situations that raise questions about whether the president had committed obstruction. They are how the Trump campaign responded to reports that the Russians were backing Trump, Trump's comments in 2017 to FBI Director James Comey about the National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. Comey wrote in a memo released last April that during a meeting with Trump on February 14, the president told him, I hope you can see your way clear of letting this go and letting Flynn go. He's a good guy. Okay. But, you know, Trump was also told by Obama that he should never hire Flynn. Because they fired him. So he was not, ain't like Trump didn't know. Ain't like Trump didn't know. That's bullshit. Trump's decision to fire Comey. You know, you would think these, go back out here. You would think as a president candidate for the presidency that you're briefed on things that could be coming to you and you should know. And I'm pretty sure they briefed him on what to do and not to do. But you know this motherfucker, then you get in the White House, he's always going to do what he wants to do. And that shows it. So why you can't say on one instance he didn't commit a crime and then say on the other one he did. You can't have the Attorney General looks like a dumb shit saying that what Mueller said, or makes Mueller look like stupid when he said he could not exonerate him because of A, B, and C. It's just what I wrote off. Okay, let's go back in here. Okay, let's go back and see this. Is how he went. These are few points. How Trump responded to prosecutors' friends and former campaign manager. Okay, the conversation they had sessions asking him to reverse his recusal from the Russia probe. Efforts by Trump to make McGahn deny that Trump ordered him to remove Mueller. See, you can't say to remove Mueller, but then you want him to deny it. That's obstruction. That's clear. These are clear points of obstruction. How Trump responded to prosecutions of Flynn and his former campaign chair, Manafort. They're all points of obstruction. Trump comments about his former personal attorney, Michael Cohen's decision to cooperate in the investigation. Well, these are points right here. So if you're going to tell somebody to fire somebody, but then you want to deny that you had it doing, you're trying to take yourself out. That's obstruction. Mueller wrote the historical guidance from the Justice Department against indicting a sitting president in part of guided his decision not to make a traditional prosecutorial judgment about whether Trump committed obstruction. The Office of Legal Counsel had previously issued an opinion that indictment of a sitting president would impermissibly undermine the function. Who gives a fuck? Really? Undermine the functions of the executive branch, and Mueller said he recognized the independently as well. He's undermined the whole office before this. So what does that got to do with any damn thing? This is what I don't understand. If you break the law, you can't do anything anyway. So if you're breaking the law, you're undermining the office by your actions. So if he's indicted, that's something he got to deal with. Then you get him out of office. Then you mad if he can't perform. If he can't perform the duties of the office, then you implement the 21st Amendment. That's not. He brought that shit on himself. This is a bullshit statement from the Justice Department. You cannot indict a sitting president in the part guided his decision. You Trump committed obstruction or whether he committed obstruction. Indictment of a sitting president would impermissibly undermine the functions of the executive office. Well, if you didn't cause the problem, it wouldn't undermine it. The undermining part of it is causing the obstruction. You undermine it any damn way. You know, this whole thing right here makes no motherfucking sense. It's not a goddamn thing. It don't make no damn sense. It makes no motherfucking sense. Okay? That makes no sense. Mueller wrote an introduction to a section of the report on obstruction that Trump took a variety of actions related to the FBI's investigation into Russian interference that raised questions about whether he obstructed justice. Well, right there shows he was trying to obstruct. Mueller's report explains how he went about the investigation, including the decision not to subpoena Trump. Mueller wrote that his office believed that they had authority to issue a grand jury subpoena for Trump's testimony, but decided not to do so because it would have created a substantial delay at a large stage of the probe. He wrote that this office believed they had enough evidence from other sources. Well, if you had enough evidence from other sources, then you should not say that you couldn't indict a sitting president from the evidence you said. You're double talking here to me. If you got enough evidence that says that he did this or did that, right here, Michael Flynn. Mueller's report went over much of what already known about Michael Flynn's contacts with non-Russian ambassadors. What's this stuff coming up? Sergei Kozak. At Flynn's criminal case, Flynn pleaded guilty to lying to investigators. Conversations with Kozak during the presidential transition period were about Russia's response to suggestion sanctions that Obama administration had announced. My thing about these sanction things, the thing that none of these people are talking about today, none of these things that people are talking about today are when the Secretary of State was involved with Putin and they had a deal with Exxon to drill up in that upper echelon of Russia. It was worth $500 billion. And one of the reasons I think, I don't know if they probably couldn't prove it, but let's be common sense. If you done make a deal for $500 billion to drill, and you got a president that will lift sanctions because Obama had put a sanction up in that area, don't you think you would want that president that knowing that he will lift them sanctions so you can make their money? They gave the second, what's his name, Tillerson. He got some kind of award, some friendship award with Russia. That makes you think also. That makes you think also. Let's go back and see some more of this. There's any more of this. See. Trump was briefed on the Justice Department's concerns about Flynn's interaction. See, that shows he with Kislyak in denial by Vice President Mike Pence that Flynn and Kislyak had discussed sanctions. The Chief of Staff Reince Priebus told investigators that Trump was angry with Flynn and said not again. This guy is tough. What? Wait a minute, let me read this again. Then Chief Reince Priebus told investigators that Trump was angry with Flynn and said, not again, this guy, this stuff, okay? Mueller noted that when Trump and Comey, that he hoped Comey could let Flynn go, Comey understood that as a directive too close to the FBI investigation to Flynn, Mueller wrote the instructions reflected that president's awareness that Flynn could face criminal prosecution, but it wasn't clear how much of the personal stake Trump had in the Flynn's case. Well, you know, he hired him anyway. If you're told by the president not to hire this dude, after Sessions recused, Sessions recused himself in March. All this kind of stuff tells you a lot about what's going on. A lot. Comey's firing. There's a lot of this thing right here. with all that being said, that's on BuzzFeed. If you want to check out more of that, go there. But to me, the American people, if you got any common sense, you would see there's enough right there to indict them for obstruction. Right there. And if the Congress don't see that, then that tells me they're all bought. They're all bought in every way. The ultra rich has bought them. And we need to wake the fuck up into what's really going on in this country and the world and how it operates. Right there. We got to wait to see what the Congress is going to say with this after reading this. Because no matter what Flynn, no matter what Barr says, no matter what Mueller says, Congress is going to make the decision on this shit. Okay? And I'm guessing that they will be subpoenaing Mueller sometime to testify on what his actions were and why he didn't make some of the decisions he did. Even though we read it, you need to hear it from the horse's mouth. All right. With that being said, Throwback Thursday, Mueller report, part of the redacted, wasn't all that redacted. I hope you enjoyed some of this. So for those who didn't see this, usually don't get into a lot of politics stuff, but you got to understand, as a business owner too, everything, a lot of you business owners get in this mode that this stuff don't affect us as a business owner. It affects us anyway. It affects us economically, and no matter how you want to spin it, if you don't understand what's going on, where you living at in the country, you can't understand how things are going to affect your business, your clientele, and all that stuff, okay? With that being said, have a good day. Throwback Thursday, heading to that Easter thing weekend. Peace out. We'll see you in the next video. If you want a bit more information, follow me on my fan page, YouTube channel, Greg's DJS Enterprise Marketing fan page, Greg Smith DJS Enterprises. Okay? So then, peace. Talk to you later.